So I just like to have some short teaching as well on interpreting dreams. Interpreting dreams, some things that will help you as you record your dreams. I encourage you to be writing them down. I struggle a little bit with that at times. If I wake up during the night and I think I want to try and remember this, but I think I need the sleep as well. So try and work that one out. I need to exercise more faith that God would give me the sleep I need. So if I wake up, I'll be able to go and write out the dream. I'll be able to go back to sleep. So I'd encourage you to do that. Be writing down your dreams as you remember them, even if you don't necessarily have to think about interpreting them at the time. You just write them down, and then you can have a look at them at a later date. So I want to look in particular as one dream that often occurs for people. And this is in relation to teeth. It can be loose, painful, or broken teeth, chipped teeth, teeth falling out. And what does that mean? And I just want to commend to you again the writings of Prophet John Paul Daxon in relation to, that's a bit back to front, isn't it? In relation to dreams. He's since gone to be with the Lord, but he's left a wonderful library of books and videos on that. I commend those to you. So in this one, he describes that as the teeth represent our ability to comprehend or understand something. And he said, what do we do with our teeth? We chew food. Chewing metaphorically describes the process of breaking something down to smaller parts so that it can be digested or understood, and it's used or acted upon then. So sometimes, we say, so sometimes there'll be elements of colloquial sayings that give some understanding of dreams. Like, for example, I need to chew on that for a little bit before I make a decision. And that's something else that relates to the dreams as well, about teeth. Or it can be because there's something that you don't understand. If the teeth are falling out or breaking, they're not in good condition, can symbolize a lack of understanding on something. And it also can symbolize the inability to make decisions, or who's indecisive about some situation. I'll just look at a couple of scriptures on that, because a lot of the scriptures relate to the teeth in relation to consuming an enemy. For example, Job 4:10, the lions may roar and growl, yet the teeth of the great lions are broken. So it's the teeth that enables them to consume. Job 16:9, God assails me with and tears me in anger. This is Job's perspective. He obviously was depressed and struggling, but I'll leave that one. Where was it? I broke the fangs of the wicked and snatched the victims from their teeth. So that's a good example. So this is Job 29, verse 17. I broke the fangs of the wicked, or the teeth of the wicked, and snatched the victims from their teeth. So where they're being consumed by somebody. So the teeth also speak of power to overcome an enemy, power to overcome an enemy. And when you think about it as well, in order to do that, you need to be decisive. You need to say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to overcome this particular enemy. And you also need to understand what you're doing, because to actually bite into something, you need to understand, like that enemy, you need to understand that enemy. So it's these two main things of it can mean a lack of understanding about something, or difficulty in making decisions. And what you then do is look at the context of it as well. Often in the opening section or the opening scene of a dream indicates the context. For example, if you're in your work situation, or like a previous work situation, then and the teeth falling out, it's likely that it's some issue in relation to a situation at work. So think about, what happened that day before, or what happens like in the subsequent days after the dream, and just see, is there something there that you are not understanding, or is it something that you are being indecisive about? You need to actually make a decision. You haven't made that decision. You're procrastinating. Um, and if you're, for example, you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing teeth falling out, that can mean it can a lack of understanding about yourself, a lack of understanding of things in your life, things that relate to you, maybe your identity as well. And if it's in some kind of a public place, it could be, and people looking at you, it can be a lack of understanding of others as well that affects you. And the particular teeth that might be missing or broken, there's the eye teeth that we have, that speaks of vision, a lack of understanding, being able to see things. And if it's the wisdom teeth that are being broken or falling out, that's a lack of wisdom in some situation. And so, how do you respond to those sort of dreams? You pray, Lord, help me understand, give me the courage to make a decision over this particular situation. Try and determine whether it's that aspect of understanding or whether it's indecisiveness, and ask God. If it's a lack of understanding, the Bible tells us if anyone lacks wisdom, you should ask God. So you ask God. If it's indecisiveness, we actually need courage. Lord, give me the courage to make this decision. Then sometimes we just have to step out and do it. Like, as long as God has, we have a peace about doing that, and that's what can be a challenge at times, because if we're anxious about doing it, and that's often why we don't want to make that decision, we're anxious about the consequences. You have to distinguish between anxiety and the peace of God. But sometimes we just need to go out and do it, take that step. So I'm praying that is an encouragement for you and gave you some insight into that situation.